Hi guys. In this talk, I will try to put across my perspective on how creative and clear visualization can help change the state of your mind instantly. I will use two stories to put across my view. So let me start with the first one. Shravak and his father were taking an evening stroll when their eyes fell on a group of kids playing cricket. Shravak showed a lot of zeal to play, but his father was in a dilemma now because Shravak was crippled in one of his legs. But looking at the son's interest, he decided that he can approach the leader and persuade them to include Shravak in the team. To his amazement, the leader didn't even think twice before agreeing and signaled his team that Shravak will be joining the batting team and his position in the batting order was next if anyone were to get out. Father was really amused with the gesture and stood watching as the game progressed. Now, Shravak's team was batting second, and then one of the batsmen got out when they just needed one run from the last ball. Now, looking at the situation, Shravak's father thought that his son would not be sent to bat because if they do, then Shravak will be the one to face the last ball for the single which their team needs to win. But for his surprise, leader signaled Shravak to proceed to bat. And Shravak started walking to the crease slowly. While walking, all the kids realized his condition. His father could see the keeper signaling to the bowler and the bowler acknowledging with a smile. So father's curiosity grew even further. Now the bowler started running into the pitch and suddenly his speed dropped and he bowled with the slow pace which was very comfortable for Shravak to hit. The ball went straight to the fielder who by now understood like what was going on. So he simply chose to misfield purposely. By now, leader was gesturing Shravak to complete the single. He started running at his slow pace. The fielder took his own time to throw the ball at the bowling end. Shravak was just 2 steps away. Seeing this, bowler chose to misfield again, allowing Shravak to complete his single. And when Shravak touched the bowling end, both the teams came together, lifted Shravak, shouting his name, Shravak, Shravak. They burst out in joy. This left his father stunned. That moment, he realized God has created everyone perfect in his own way. It is us who have built this wall of prejudice and labeled some perfect and others imperfect. Life is to be lived with joy, accepting everything to be the way it has meant to be. That day, kids in the park taught Shravak a great lesson. From that moment onward, Shravak was a perfect image for God himself. In the second story, there was a blind father who was always accompanying his 10-year-old son to the field for football practice. There was a tournament coming up in a month's time. So every day, father used to sit in the bench through the entire practice. And at the end of the day, he used to have asked the boy how the day went. See, the boy never really gave his best at the practice. He was lazy. But every time his dad asked, he used to say it went well. The tournament was nearing and it seemed the boy may not make into the practice based on the way he was performing. The father did not know about this and coach didn't bother telling him out of sympathy. So the day of the tournament came and as expected, the boy was on the sidelines. And when the coach was about to finalize the playing side, the boy goes to the coach and pleads he wants to play. The coach looks at the boy and just says, okay, could give him a try. And if he doesn't, he can always call him back, right? So he gives him a try. To the surprise of the coach, the boy goes and plays like never before. So at the end of the game, coach asks the boy, like, what happened? So for which the boy says that he did it for his dad who passed the day before. So now you heard two stories. Both had a great message, right? And personally, both touched my heart. Now, however, if I were to ask you which was more compelling one, which impacted your emotional state more, I could choose that the first one had a bigger impact, right? Both studies had the content. And now the difference between them was a minor details, clarity, right meaningful conversation, which I purposely left out in the second one. Okay, to explain, I will narrate the second story again. Okay, so let me start with the conversation between the coach and the boy during the tournament. Okay, okay, so the day of the tournament was there. The boy was expected to be on the sidelines. Just before the coach could finalize the playing team, the boy approaches the coach, right? So the coach looks into the boy's eye. He was very well determined. And the coach thinks, let him play for some time and he can always decide to call him back if it doesn't play out, right? So the game begins, and to the surprise of the coach, boy was playing his heart out. And the game ends. Now the coach at the end of the game calls the boy and he asks him that he never saw him play the way he played that day. And he asked him, what was the reason for the change? For which the boy says, the dad who used to accompany him every day passed away the previous day and he was blind. The coach was still not getting the point. The boy continued. The boy didn't want to disappoint his father because today would be the first day his dad actually could see him from heaven. This is the boy's belief. The coach was stunned. He realized the simple gestures the parent could do to their kids could have a profound impact on them even after they're gone. Now, to leave a legacy, we don't have to do very big things. Simple gestures we do out of pure love can impact the heart. It has the power to influence. I'm going to pause for you a few seconds, guys, to see if the second narration made some difference. I tried to add some details, some meaningful conversations there, right? The point I was trying to bring out was when we miss clarity, some emotions, details, patience in our visualization of our own dreams, the impact it has on our mind will also be limited. More the details, clarity, steadiness you have, the emotional response of your mind will be powerful. To quickly change your emotional state, you visualize with clarity. You can add some music, add some sound. Be patient. Have a steady vision in front of you. And you can see the state change. I could recommend that each of you find a routine which is suited for you, from which you can derive inspiration, like listening to talks, music, reading a powerful speech, meditation. And every time you think you need an emotional state change, run through the routine. But please remember, it has to be done with patience, clarity, and steadiness with all the details and not rush through. If you miss the details and you rush through for the sake of completing, the impact will also be missed.